in determining seeding for next week's SEC tournament. As Little winds up and throws the first pitch, and it is hammered to deep left field. LSU picks up where it left off last night as Dylan Cruz hits a first pitch fastball for a home run.
Well, that got out of here in a hurry.
It sure did.
Holy cow. And Christian Little is going to fill up that zone. And Cruz said, all right, if you can throw that first pitch strike, I'm going to be hammering it. LSU, as you mentioned, Kevin, just picking up right after they left off last night. Take a look at the swing. It's just a fastball up in the zone. Right on time with it. I mean, wind's blowing out, but that didn't need any wind. That thing went over the tent underneath the scoreboard in left center.
Home run number 19, RBI number 63. Cruz comes in fifth in home runs and second in RBIs, third in runs in the SEC, and off to a good start. Swing and a miss by Josh Pearson, the number 2 batter, the LSU lineup. Played in the outfield last night, went 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Having a good freshman season. Little delivers strike 2, so he jumps in front after the home run. Pearson, a guy who has won an SEC Freshman of the Week honor back in April. A good series against Mississippi State. Little try to get a first out. Instead, Pearson hits against the shift. Goes the other way for a base hit. The first 2 have reached for LSU.
Yeah, they were playing him hard on the pull side on the right side of the infield. It was a fastball that was, it looked like it was kind of inside. Just inside it out and shot it the other way.
So a man aboard for the Tigers, and that'll bring up Jacob Berry. Another one of the top hitters in the SEC with a .380 average, 15 home runs. You see those 47 RBIs, a 4-digit OPS. A switch hitter who is batting only right-handed at the moment after a hairline fracture to his right hand during pregame warm-ups earlier this month against Alabama. He missed 6 straight games before returning against Northwestern State back on Tuesday night as a pinch hitter, and in the lineup last night went 2 for 4 with an RBI, a walk, and a run scored. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Jack Bulger. 2-ball, no strike count to Berry. LSU leadoff home run by Cruz, opposite field hit for Pearson.
There you go, Cruz, Pearson, and Berry. It was a tough 1-2-3 starting off a game, especially when the guys are swinging the bat like they are.
Berry hammered to third. It's Diaz. Starts a double play. Vanderbilt needed that in the worst way. 6-4-3. 2 gone for Trey Morgan.
Yeah, the double play is always a momentum killer. A heck of a job starting the double play here by Nolan. Nice glove, nice turn.
I think I said Diaz. It was Nolan at third base. Used to Davis playing third. So 2 gone now for Trey Morgan. He was 2 for 4, the walk, a double, an RBI, and a run scored last night. 323, 14 doubles. Left the yard 5 times with 45 knocked in. Tied for 8th in the SEC in hits with 70 entering tonight's play. Little got him to swing at a pitch down and in.
Yeah, that's the cutter we see from Little. It's 90 miles an hour. It's a little down action on that thing.
Pulled over to first. Dominic Keegan jogs to the bag. So nice recovery by the season. He has started now 7 of their last 8 games. Fly ball to left off the bat of Enrique Bradfield, 1 out as Pearson makes a play. So Bradfield retired on 1 pitch. The guy really sets the table for this Vanderbilt batting order. And now Floyd will pitch to Jack Bulger, the Commodore catcher. Guy's not wasting any time swinging to pitches in this
seriously.
game. Huh?
I think for Vandy, I mean, you'd love to come out and just get a shutdown inning and then score the first run, kind of throw the first punch, I guess. But LSU beat him to that, so now Vandy really got to get some momentum going, and I think Bradfield trying to do that with swinging early and just trying to get those bats rolling. It took them a little bit of time to do that last night. I think they're also just kind of in shell shock after getting throttled in the second inning.
Jack Bulger, a couple hits in last night's game. Had 3 different players with 2 hits. Vanderbilt racked up 8 hits in game 1. He was 2 for 4, a run scored, couple strikeouts. Some good work against Arkansas last weekend as Bulger takes inside, 2 balls and a strike. Sophomore from Bowie, Maryland. He has become the regular catcher. Floyd delivers a strike to even the count. Fastball at 93. See, 29 starts behind the plate, 20 in the DH role. He and Dominic Keegan have basically switched roles as far as the lead catcher versus the number 2 catcher, and Dominic went back to first base where he played a whole lot of last season. Check swing foul to the first base dugout. So full count to Jack Bulger after a leadoff flyout by Enrique Bradfield. Give Bulger plenty of room in left center with Cruz shading him toward the right side a bit. Swung on and missed. Floyd retires Bulger with his first strikeout of the night. With 2 outs, we'll see Spencer Jones.
A well-executed fastball right in the outside corner. Floyd has a really strong fastball, 92 to 94, but kind of gets a little extra run on it. Also has a good breaking ball, a good changeup too, 3-pitch guy, but most likely just going to come at you with the fastball, try and establish that zone, and then get you off balance with some of the off speed.
Spencer Jones, 5th in the SEC in batting average. Junior from Encinitas, California, that .370 average. Top 5 in the conference. Tied for first in doubles as well with 18. Top 10 in on-base percentage.
He's going to start you off with a fastball unless you're Spencer Jones, who's hitting .370. So probably going to see a lot of change-ups, a lot of slow stuff to Jones. Don't want to give him a lot of straight opportunities to put good rip on it. Also with the Terminator shades.
Yeah, exactly. Out in front, 1-2. Was another 2 for 3 last night. Yep, another off-speed pitch.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot of those from Floyd, especially to the left-handers. Get some good arm side run on it. Kind of runs right off the edge of the plate. As a hitter, it looks really good out of the hands, and then by the time you swing on it, it's outside the zone.
Smashed to center field. 2-out single for Spencer Jones. 3rd hit already of this series. And 5th in 3 games after a rough go of it last weekend against Arkansas.
That was the exact same spot as the changeup, but that was a fastball, 94, and Spencer Jones right on it. And a great look at the swing there from Jones. It's so strange to see him. He's 6'7", but just kind of slaps it the other way like it's no big deal.
Yeah, big guy, but a line drive hitter. And here's Dominic Keegan, also a line drive hitter and also among the SEC leaders in batting at .376. That's 3rd in the conference. Floyd delivers down and away. Vanderbilt trying to answer LSU's run. Keegan, one of the 2 seniors honored before the game tonight. 12 home runs and 57 RBIs. 4th in the conference in that category. Guy has been one of the best hitters in this league over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, Keegan got drafted last year and had the opportunity to take that next step, play professional ball, but decided to come back. And at the beginning of the season, Kevin, that's what we were kind of talking about. Was that the right decision? But I think he definitely made the right decision. That draft status is definitely increased and able to play one more year for the Commodores.
Popped up on the infield. It's Cranford Make. Tim Corbin, year 20 as head coach of the Commodores. As we see Cade Doty, one of the stars of last night's LSU win. And Jay Johnson saying he's really proud of his guys after last night's game. Felt like in the first inning they were really locked in. And with the 5 home runs they hit last night, they gave them 100. Now they have 101. So they're really in tune with what they needed to do, and this guy was a big part of it. Cade Doty, dozen home runs, 49 RBIs, hit 2 in last night's game. It's Christian Little has a 2-ball, 1-strike count on the leadoff man here in the LSU second. Doty 2 for 5, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Tied for first with Spencer Jones in the SEC in doubles with 18, 3 balls and a strike.
You go back to last night, you just got to give a lot of credit to LSU. It wasn't like Vandy pitching was, just walking a ton of guys and being really sloppy. LSU just came out swinging and was hitting everything.
Hitters count. Little misses away. Leadoff walk for Doty.
You kind of even saw Scott Brown come out. I think it was in the second inning and talking with Devin Futrell and just was smiling a little bit and saying, hey, like there's no, sometimes you're just going to get hit. So you just got to throw it in there and see what happens. But Christian Little, a tall order tonight to keep this LSU team at bay. Got to have a little run support here early from his offense, though.
Jordan Thompson, the shortstop now. He had 3 hits, including a home run last night. 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Breaking pitch stays downstairs. Thompson on the year, 288. Home run last night was his 6th. 26 RBIs for the California native, the sophomore. 1-0 advantage for LSU, and the leadoff man on here in the second. Little finds a plate with the slider for a strike, 1-1. LSU probably coming in here to start this SEC finale in terms of the regular season, feeling like want to bounce back and have some momentum going into the postseason after a sweep by LSU, or by Ole Miss, I should say, at home last weekend at LSU. 2 balls and a strike. Lost 5-3, 11-1, and 8-5, but have looked great so far here in Nashville. They scored a midweek win over Northwestern State, 19-7. Get them back on track. 2-1 count, short lead for Doty over at first. He is on the move, hit toward the left side, past Diaz. Doty's going to go first to third. He was running on the pitch. The single by Thompson, the third hit already for the Tigers, and they have him at the corners, nobody out.
Yeah, LSU doesn't steal a ton of bags, but they do a good job running the bases, very aggressive. Had him in motion, and ball gets through, just kept him on running. Definitely think that was a hit and run.
Yeah, he saw Doty peak a little about halfway to second base and makes it all the way to the third for Braden Jobert. 259, but good power numbers. 15 home runs, 46 RBIs. Tigers threatening to add to a 1-0 lead. Nobody out in the second. Out in front on the first pitch from Little. Jobert tied for 10th in the SEC in home runs with those 15. Hit number 15 last night. It was a solo shot. Scored 2 runs, went 2 for 4. After homering twice in their midweek game on Tuesday. Slider for a strike. 0-2. That was maybe more of a 12-6 curve right there.
Yeah,
Christian Little, good looking pitch.
You just kind of see the tighter spin on it, but that was a little looser. Drop that one in for a strike now. Has him down 0-2.
In the dirt, rolls toward the backstop. The toss not in time as the run scorers. Doty slides in safely. Bulger went back to get the baseball. As tossed to Christian Little, probably wasn't in time anyway, and that makes it 2-0 LSU on the wild pitch.
Yeah, he's got him 0-2. It tries to get him to chase down, but looked like Bulger just didn't get over in front of that one and tried to pick it. And as a result, gets by him. LSU able to get across the board.
So Tony scores. Thompson goes to second. Vanderbilt overall has been good in terms of the number of wild pitches on the season. Had the third fewest in SEC coming in. Bounce toward the right side. Keegan will have to hurry. He got there in time to retire Jobert as the runner goes to third, the first out.
Kind of a tweener ball right in between Keegan and Little. See the convergence. I think if he would have flipped it to Little, I think it would have been even closer, but barely got him.
Yeah, I think if he had tried to flip to Little, Jobert might have been safe on that play. Tom really good at first base. He and Enrique Bradfield named today semifinalists for the Dick Hauser Trophy by the Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. LSU with a run in each of the first 2 innings and a man at third with 1 out. Here's Tyler McManus, the catcher. Oh for 3 last night. Did have 2 walks and a run scored.
You look at the home run numbers on a lot of these guys. I mean, McManus, 8 home runs on the season, hitting there in the 8-hole. His entire lineup can really swing the bat. I think to date, as a team, they have 100 home runs on the season. It's just amazing. Tied for 9th in the country.
Smash to short's going to get the run home. Diaz throws out McManus at first, but give him an RBI as Thompson scores. That makes it 3-0. A hard hit ball. Run able to score with Vanderbilt playing back. 2 outs.
Yeah, does the job. Infield playing back, just got to put it in play.
Number 9 hitter in the LSU batting order is Collier Cranford. Mentioned earlier, getting the starts at third base with the injury to Jacob Berry. 1 for 5, RBI last night. Out of Zachary High School in Louisiana. Fastball on the outer edge. Ball on a strike. Break-even pitch misses inside. If Cranford can keep the inning going, we'll see Dylan Cruz for the second time in as many innings. Started the game off with a home run. LSU has scratched out 2 more here in the second. On a wild pitch and a bounce out. Here's Dylan. In a great series to the backstop, 3-1. Little wearing the glasses tonight. Don't that I have seen him do that.
Oh, it's true.
Ball 4 to Cranford. 2-out base runner. Cruz is ready for that fastball to start the night. 2 outs with 2 in the second. Like the cutter for strike 1. That home run was his 19th, raising that average to 351. Right there at the top in the SEC and RBIs as well. Short lead for Cranford at first. Little in the dirt again, 1-1. Crowd filling in here on a very warm Friday night in Nashville. Really important series between these 2 teams. They came in even at 14-13 and playing for those seeds in the SEC tournament next week. Depending on how the other series go, you can finish in a wide variety of spots. Smash to deep left field. Cruz. Does he have a second one? You betcha. Over the monster in left.
Oh, my goodness.
That dude is as hot as it gets at the plate. 2 home runs and 2 at-bats for Dylan Cruz. LSU right back to work and leading 5-0.
I think that was the reason for the mound visit with Scott Brown. Hey, let's make sure that this guy doesn't hurt us. But when he is seeing the ball like that, it is tough to prevent. That second home run, holy cow. That one was a little bit more mustard on it than the first one. Check out the fastball, pretty much exact same spot. An absolute no doubter over the monster. See the reaction from the dugout. Off the bat, we just thought, yep, that one's gone too.
I was watching Javier Vaz in left field. He gave it a look and saw it sail over the monster and left. So LSU a 4 spot here in the second. What a mulligan on these first couple innings. Pull foul. The second has been the scoring inning. 10 runs in the second inning in each of the first 2 games, and we're not done in this inning yet. Josh Pearson single his first time up against the shift. He was erased on a double play ball. High for ball 1. Strike 3 called as Little sits down Pearson. Damage done for LSU. They score 4 runs on 2 hits. The big blast by Dylan Cruz, his second home run in as many innings to start this game. All Tigers so far, 5-0. LSU decided to run back the gold jerseys. They worked last night in a 13-2 win and leading 5-0. After 2 at-bats tonight, Javier Vaz will start the Vanderbilt second against Ty Floyd. Vaz number 5 spot in the batting order, the senior from Huntsville. Check out his season numbers. Fly ball left field will send Pearson back a couple steps toward the warning track. And 1 out in the Commodore second. Parker Nolan, the third baseman, 1 for 4 in game 1 last night after a really nice series last weekend against Arkansas. .245 batter, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs for Nolan on the season. But it's been better in SEC play with a batting average just short of 300 in the conference games. SEC game number 29 this evening.
Yeah, the Parker Nolan we saw last year is kind of starting to show up here towards the end of the season. Taking some good swings at the ball and putting some good contact. You've seen him lay down some good bunts as well. Really incorporating a lot of different facets of the game. Looked like took a swing at that one, almost a half swing.
Looked like
called it a strike.
Like a strike either way. Ball on a strike here to Nolan. You go back a week ago tonight, 2 for 4, a home run, 3 knocked in the first game of that Arkansas series. This saw Vanderbilt take 2 out of 3. Had 4 hits against the Razorbacks and 7 times up last weekend. Sends this one out of play, 2-2. Junior from Knoxville and a veteran presence on this Vanderbilt team. That just needs to get something going offensively. Got a long way to go in this game. Down 5 runs, and chip away a little bit and get back in the game. 2-2 pitch here to Nolan.
Yeah, still got a lot of innings left to play, but if you're Floyd, you got that 5-run cushion and you have good enough stuff to just fill up that zone and let the defense play behind you. Defense for LSU hasn't been great this season, but still just got to see, got to let Vandy try and beat you rather than, walk people. And Floyd's done a good job of that this year. He's filling up the zone.
Payoff coming up to Nolan with 1 out. Be another opportunity for Pearson. This one deep and looking up, and it carries out of here.
Oh.
Parker Noland, he's done a whole bunch of that in his career. Opposite field home run to get Vanderbilt on the board.
Kevin, I thought that was just an easy pop-up to Pearson, the left fielder, but as you mentioned, he puts that ball in play into the left side. Gets a lot of backspin. It's a little bit of help from the wind as well, but I mean, look how high this thing goes. Take a look at the swing. Just looks like it pops straight up in the air, but gets some good backspin, and it carries and carries and carries. And as we saw Pearson moving back towards the wall, thought might have had a shot, and sure enough, it did.
Yeah, I was with you. I thought that was going to be a routine fly to left off the bat, and you see Ty Floyd's reaction as Nolan hits home run number 6 with RBI 18.
Actually, it might have been a little bit more than a little bit of help from the wind. It's really whipping
Yep.
out there now that I look at it.
Yes, blowing out to left center for sure, and the flags over on the right side are pretty much straight out to left field.
And also, it got right above the football stadium down the left field line. I mean, once you kind of get above in that jet stream, it can really ride out of here too.
First pitch slider to Tate Kolwick for strike 1. Talked about Dominic Keegan being honored before the game as one of the seniors. Tate was as well. Very valuable part of this program. 0 for 4 last night, did bring home a run. There is our American flag in center field. See those trees behind it over across the street. Big rip by Kolwick comes up empty. And he is out number 2.
95 by Floyd. A little extra mustard on that one. That was just right down the gut.
That ball had some zip on it, huh? Well, Jonathan Vastine getting another start in the DH role. Had a good night last night. That one to the backstop.
Hit the ball on that one.
I think so.
Unintentionally. Looks like it was trying to throw a slider in there. It slipped out of his hands.
A freshman from Bartow, Florida. 2 for 3, a walk in game 1. See the breakdown of his starts this season. Go all the way back to the start of the year. He was the opening day first baseman. Guy they really like. Tim Corbin says he likes the way he thinks the game and talks the game. Very coachable. Swing and a miss to make it 2-2.
Vastine's a kid that can play a lot of different positions. Tim Corbin, when you get a guy in, just find a way to get him in the lineup.
Able to jump out of the way on a 3-2-2 pitch to make it 3-2.
Yeah, home plate umpire Hank Himmelman thought about stepping back and pulling the trigger, but thought against it.
Slap to the left side. Thompson waits, and the throw across retires Vastine. Vanderbilt on the board. Opposite field home run by Parker Noland. Got it up in that jet stream, and it sailed on over the monster. Had 3 home runs already in this game. But LSU leads 5-1 after 2. Well, a ton at stake as far as the SEC tournament as we head into this final weekend of play. See LSU a game ahead of Vanderbilt, and currently would be the 5 seed. Vanderbilt would be the 6, but you still have a couple more days of baseball left this conference season. Just kind of looking at some of the tiebreakers. LSU has the tiebreaker with Georgia. They beat them 2 out of 3 at home back late April, early May. Same can be said for Vanderbilt with the Bulldogs. And of course, who would have the tiebreaker between Vanderbilt and LSU depends on what happens here. Tigers in front 5-1. A lot of the damage by Dylan Cruz. A pair of home runs already. A solo shot to start the night, and a 2-run homer with 2 outs in the second against Christian Little, getting the start tonight. Pitches here to Jacob Berry. Hit into a double play his first time up.
Both teams obviously playing for SEC tournament seeding, but also NCAA tournament seeding. If you can get to that 500 mark in the SEC, that's a good spot to be. LSU, regardless of what's happening, the next two games looks like they're going to get there, but Vandy definitely a lot to play for.
Well, ball 4, the leadoff man is reached in each of the first 3 innings as Barry walks to start the third. Third one issued by Little tonight. Mentioned Vanderbilt had the tiebreaker with Georgia, also with Florida, after winning series with both those clubs. But yeah, Andrew, I think what you're saying about the NCAA situation is maybe even bigger than what happens at Hoover next week.
Right. And regardless, I mean, Vandy's going to, it would help them to go deep in that tournament and win some more games there.
Little out of the stretch. Softly hit behind the mound. Little makes the catch, and they get the double play at first base as they double off Barry, who was about halfway between first and second.
Kind of a weird play. It looked like Barry might have thought it was going to be over, or yeah, right over the head of Little. It's a tough situation because you don't want to get caught to where he's too far away from second base, and then there's an easy force out at second. So I got caught in no man's land there.
Kate Doty, the batter, with 2 outs and nobody on. Vanderbilt has earned 2 double plays in the first 3 innings tonight. Doty walked, scored on a wild pitch in the second. The Tigers opened up a lead with a 4-run second inning. Not much of a swing there. 2 balls and a strike.
So he's got 96 on the fastball, and then he comes back with a, gosh, that was about an 88-mile-an-hour cutter.
3-1. Went back to that pitch again. These teams played in Baton Rouge last year. Vanderbilt won all 3. Doty did homer in that series at a solo shot in game 2. 2 of them last night. Takes ball 4. 2 walks to Doty. Jordan Thompson, who is 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored after walk number 4 issued by Little tonight. Saw 2-out damage last inning by the Tigers and trying to do the same here. You're seeing the leadoff man erased on a double play. A 2-out walk to Doty. Check swing down to third. Noland grabs it in foul territory.
It looks like where Christian Little is missing is that arm side, kind of yanking his fastball and some of his cutters a little bit too hard. It sometimes speeds up his windup a little bit. After the mound visit from Scott Brown, he did slow it down a little bit and was back in the zone. It didn't help that there was a little bit too much in the zone and got a home run from Cruz, but it does seem that sometimes that windup gets sped up just a little bit.
No ball, 1 strike count. 2 outs here in the third. Throw will get Doty back. Most of the field in the shade at this point. You can see some sunlight down the first baseline and over in right field. Oh, 1 pitch. Couldn't get the cutter. 0-2. To a guy who's had some big hits already this season. That was maybe a changeup there. Can I have that sort of movement?
It was 90. I mean, it looked like it had a little more extra down angle. I wasn't sure on that one, Kevin.
Runner on the move, 0-2. And Doty will steal second without a throw as it popped out of the middle. Bulger.
Yeah, nice base running there from Doty. Little definitely has his focus on Thompson. Gets in a little bit too much of a rhythm and a really good jump. Now, LSU, I mean, you got a runner in scoring position. It's a huge stolen base there.
Little trying to stop it all right here with a 1-2 pitch. Stays high. Peeled to first. Didn't go. 2-2.
A well-executed pitch there by Little. Tried to get him to chase upstairs, but Thompson not having any of it.
Four-run advantage for LSU with a man in scoring position. Little gets a big strikeout. Bulger makes the throw to finish it off. Commodore is able to hold LSU without a run in the third. A man left for the Tigers. They lead it 5-1 in Nashville. Vanderbilt honoring its seniors this weekend. There's Tate Kolwick, very popular person around this Commodore baseball program. Senior from Memphis. He is one of the tougher dudes we've seen come through this program. He has played through injuries and really good second baseman and had some big hits this season and throughout his Commodore career. He, along with Dominic Keegan, being honored tonight.
And one of the seniors on this team, as you mentioned, Kevin, that Tim Corbin loves to have back in his program, regardless of just their experience and their playing ability, which Kolwick has been a mainstay for the past couple of years and a big reason why the Commodores made it to the College World Series last year. But just, I mean, they know the culture, they know the type of effort and the expectations that are for Tim Corbin, and so they kind of are able to self-police and teach some of those younger guys as they come into the program.
LSU starting pitcher Ty Floyd has been able to get Vanderbilt some early swings, a pop out by Davis Diaz on the first pitch of the third. Pops out to Trey Morgan at first. We'll go back to the top for Enrique Bradfield Jr. Flew out to left his first time up, the reigning SEC Player of the Week. For a fantastic series against Auburn, or against Arkansas, I should say, last weekend. Fastball stays away for ball one. Oh, look at what he's done the last two SEC weekends. 15 for 28 in the series against Arkansas and then 2 weeks back at Georgia.
He's such an exciting player to watch, and it seems like as the competition gets harder, he just continues to get better.
SEC leader in stolen bases. We've seen more power out of Bradfield this season. Hit deep to center and caught by Cruz right at the fence. Wrong part of the yard as Bradfield made a bid for home run number 8. 2 outs.
That was a heck of a swing. I thought off the bat it had a chance, and then with the wind as it is, I thought it really had a chance, but just at the fence there by Cruz. Take a look at the swing. That fastball, a little bit on the outside corner, but right in the sweet spot for Enrique Bradfield. A nice job by Cruz going back to the wall. Feels that wall, catches right up against it.
Bradfield a week ago tonight in extra innings took one down the line against Arkansas to win the game. Deep fly out to center brings up Jack Bulger with 2 gone to strike out his first time up. Floyd trying to hit the outside corner. Misses away 1-1. Second start of SEC play for Ty Floyd, looking good so far, allowing only a solo home run to Parker Nolan. One of 2 hits allowed in the first 2 2/3 innings tonight. Bulger right on that one. It's 2-2.
Yeah, it kind of comes at it from a arm side little sling action. Yeah, good head on a swivel behind the home plate there.
High and inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. I still flinch up here. It doesn't. I'm not going to make fun of them. Probably closer to the plate than the mound is. Payoff to Bulger. Did he go? Yep, he did. Peel to first, and Brian DeBrouwer says that's all for Vanderbilt in the 3rd.
Feet for Tim Corbin.
Fly ball to left. First pitch by Christian Little here in the 4th. Coming in Vaz to make the catch on the ball hit by Braden Jobert. He popped out the first time up and flies out to left to start things off in the 4th.
Nice job by Vaz, who's playing pretty far back. And then you also had Diaz, who didn't have Nolan there at 3rd base. So kind of a convergence there, but Vaz able to call him off.
He is a really good left fielder. Another veteran guy on this Vanderbilt team. He played at LSU Eunice before arriving here at Vanderbilt last season. A lot down the stretch, including the postseason run and bulk of the games in left field this season. Tyler McManus, the LSU catcher, ground out to short, brought in a run. But at the time made it 3-0 LSU, and Vanderbilt got a couple outs, but then another Dylan Cruz home run. McManus pops this one out of play. He is a grad transfer from Samford University in Birmingham. He had .346 last season with 11 home runs and over 50 RBIs. Was all conference in the SoCon. Samford has supplied the SEC with some excellent players this season. Christian Little got the leadoff man out to begin this 4th inning. First time he's been able to do that tonight. High fly ball right side. Spencer Jones toward the line. The wind blew it back into play, but it drops foul. It was a long run for everybody.
Yeah, it looked like Jones was playing a little bit deeper and the normal, so longer run. And also Kolwick was playing a little bit further towards second base. Just right in between both of them. And not a lot of foul territory to lay out for those, or else you're going to get a face full of brick.
Yeah, that wall gets on top of you really fast. You got to be careful. Pop foul the other way.
Whew. I would say that was a close one. That was a big swing. It was a hanging cutter up there at the top of the zone. They've got to keep that thing down. I had a chance to get out of here.
Little misses for ball 4.
Quick innings as well to just try and grab some of that momentum back in their lineup.
Fastball misses high to Cranford. Walked and scored a run last inning. He was on base when Dylan Cruz hit his 2nd home run. Speaking of Dylan Cruz, he is waiting on deck. Foul tip 1-1. Vanderbilt last night used Devin Futrell, the freshman. Lasted only an inning and a third. Patrick Riley for 5 2/3. And then we saw Grayson Carter for the final 2 innings, a freshman right-hander. So we saw that list of available pitchers for last couple games of the series. LSU having outscored Vanderbilt by a count of 18-3 so far, almost halfway through game 2. Vanderbilt team that had come in really playing well, having won 4 out of 5 SEC series, the exception being the series against Texas A&M a few weeks back here. On the road against ranked teams last 2 weeks, beat Georgia 2 out of 3 and won the Sunday finale at Arkansas to take that series. We talked about playing their way into contention for hosting an NCAA regional, and Vanderbilt's really been able to do that in the second half of this SEC season. 2-1 to Cranford. Didn't offer it that one. Jack Bulger hoping to get the same call that ended the last half inning.
Yeah, take a look at the swing. Did it cross the plate? No. Wasn't that close.
Yeah, I thought he held up on that one too. Foul ball to the third base dugout.
Yeah, Kevin, you mentioned the second half of the season, the Commodores really putting together some good weekends that are really helping them in that postseason bids. But it just kind of seems like every game is they haven't been super consistent within those games in the weekend. Like one game they might play really well, and then the next it's not so great, and the next they play really well. So I think we've yet to see them put it all together for a string of games together, especially this last half of the season. So there still is a lot of games left to be played. I mean, a lot of good postseason ball, and if it's one thing that I've learned watching Tim Corbin over the years and played under Tim Corbin is, once that season ends, the postseason gets rolling. I mean, the Commodores get hot, tough to beat.
Maldonado walks the first man he faces as Cranford heads the first. First and second with one out, and here's that man again, Dylan Cruz. He's already hit 2 home runs and 2 at-bats tonight. You see the leadoff hitters. Cruz has been awesome. Enrique yet to really get rolling in this series yet. 6 hits, 3 of them home runs for Cruz. He hit the first pitch of the night, a fastball from Christian Little to the top of the bleachers in left center, and then in the second inning hit one over the big wall on left. This isn't the first team he has hit well against. Cruz, one of the best players in the SEC. Swing and a miss. The first offering for Maldonado. "20 home runs with the 2 tonight.
You don't see many guys with double-digit home runs. You don't see many guys with ones with 2 in the front of the home runs, but swinging a really hot bat. You got to think that you see 15 in SEC play, tied for first in the SEC. You got to think what that ball looks like coming in there. It's got to look like a giant beach ball.
Appeal, 1-2. Thought it looked like he held up on that one too.
Yeah, held up.
One and two. Maldonado with 2 on base. Outside corner. Nope, he missed away. It's 2-2.
Usually guys that swing a really good bat and are having good seasons have really good eyes as well. They're not anxious at the plate. They recognize the zone, so those balls that are right on the corner, they're able to decipher, late when it gets in the zone. Did it again.
Missed away to run it full.
You see Cruz, he's not leaning over the plate. He's not anxious or anything. He's just calm, cool, and collected. Once that ball gets in there, you take a rip at it. If not, he'll let it slide.
See him choke up a little bit. 3-2 pitch. Appeal again. Didn't go. Bases are loaded.
You got to give a lot of credit there to Cruz. Those are 3 really good pitches from Maldonado. And Cruz didn't bite at him. And Maldonado in a tough spot here.
3 consecutive walks, yep.
Yeah, just trying to keep LSU at bay here, but with bases loaded, and Pearson, who swinging a good bat as well.
Single in the first, was erased on a double play, called out on strikes, and his second at bat in the second. Shift employed on the right side of the infield for the left-handed batter as you see Nolan come in a couple steps at third base. Tigers with the bases loaded, leading 5-1. Maldonado just trying to Again and out, behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. From the windup with the bags full. Tigers really a chance to break this game open. Hit to second, might be 2. Out at second, the turn to first, safe. So they get the out of Cranford at second. Diaz, the relay to first. Pearson was able to beat it out. He gets an RBI. That makes it 6-1.
Yeah, Maldonado, he got the ground ball just right off the end of the bat, so it wasn't hard hit enough. But a nice job by Kolwick just coming to get that ball, flipping it as quickly as he could to Diaz. That was as good of a turn as you could do, but nice job by Pearson getting down the line, getting that extra run across.
You'd hoped off the bat, if you're Vanderbilt, did you get the double play ball? Instead, runners at first and third with 2 outs. The inning continues for Jacob Berry.
You're still not out of this if you're Maldonado. I mean, you got a really good hitter in Berry. One of the top prospects in the entire country. Here with the opportunity to get a couple more home.
Check swing right side to see if it stays fair. Foul ball played by Maldonado. He tried to race off the mound and get to it. Berry hit into a double play in the first inning. Walked in the third, was doubled off on a pop out. The guy is usually a switch hitter, and Coach Jay Johnson says he feels like he's going to be able to go back to doing that, if not next week at the SEC tournament, but certainly by the time they get to regional play in a couple weeks. He was the co-freshman of the year last season at Arizona and hit by a pitch to again load the bases. So like Christian Little, Maldonado some issues with the control, and LSU has 3 aboard for their cleanup man, Trey Morgan.
It looked like it was actually he was trying to come inside, and sometimes when you try and come inside on good hitters like Berry, you try and get underneath the hands. You don't want to get their hands extended. So you try and get underneath the hands and come inside, but sometimes just goes a little bit too far in and you'll hit him.
Morgan fouls this one off his leg. That didn't look like it felt good. I'm going to take a moment to shake that one off. Trey is 0 for 2.
Yep.
Above the ankle and below the knee brace. Ouch.
Yeah, I thought it got it off the bottom of his cleat, but that looked like it struck him pretty good right at the top of the ankle.
Says I'm good to go. Let me shake it off for a second. We saw that hit batsman a moment ago. LSU second in the country in hit by pitch. That was number 109 of the season. Triple digits in home runs and triple digits in being hit by pitch. Another foul ball makes it 0-2. All Tigers again tonight after a wipeout in game 1. Bases loaded and a 6-1 lead with 2 outs in the 4th. Pulled to the first base side. Yeah, that was a fair ball, and Morgan is out. He didn't. Keegan popped out to third his first time up, 0 for 1. Fastball for a strike. A little conversation with Hank Heminen, the plate umpire. Good speed at first. Spencer Jones stole home back on Tuesday night. Keegan sends it out of play, 0-2.
Yeah, at the bottom of the 4th, you still got a lot of game left, but got to start putting some runs on the board here if you're Vandy. Got a runner on first with nobody out. You got to try and take advantage of it here.
Keegan, a tough guy to defend, can hit the ball hard in every part of the ballpark, but not this time as Floyd delivers strike 3.
I actually don't think that ball was supposed to be back inside the zone. You saw McManus hop out on the outside part, looked like a little arm side run right back on that outside corner. Didn't need to get him to chase it. Strike in its own right.
Javier Vaz lifted a fly ball to left his first time up tonight. Strikeout number 4 recorded by Floyd. One gone in the Vanderbilt 4th. Well, that one will roll over toward the camera well on the first base side, and Spencer Jones moves up 90 feet. Look at that pitch. Like a hit off the shin guard of McManus behind the plate. Well, ball, no strike count to Vaz. See Cranford sneaking in a couple steps at third base. One for 3, a double, a walk, a run scored last night for Vaz. And now we'll get a visit from the first base dugout. Jason Kelly's the pitching coach. Ty Floyd has not had really too much difficulty. It's only the second time tonight he's pitched out of the stretch. The first 4 innings.
Yeah, he's kind of been in a good rhythm, and he's been right in the zone. But once he's gotten in the stretch, it seems like he's having a little bit of trouble locating the fastball, and that's the pitch he likes to pitch off of. So if he can't locate that thing, and he's kind of floundering here.
See the ball to strike breakdown. 51 pitches so far here for Floyd. Talk about the good work by Floyd as Kelly returns to the first base dugout. 12 1/3 innings pitched in his last 3 relief appearances. But dozen strikeouts in that stretch and 3 walks. Diaz awaits a 2-0 pitch. Warm night in Nashville. Vanderbilt just trying to cut into a 6-1 deficit as we play here in the 4th. Vaz fouls it off to make it 2-2. Tim Corbin loves the 2-strike approach of this guy. He's one of those guys who can settle himself down in those pressure situations with 2 strikes and put one in play somewhere.
Yeah, at this point in the game, definitely just got to cut down the strikeouts, put the ball in play. LSU does not field that well, so they've got to find a way to just put it in there and let them try and field it.
Behind third, we'll see if this one stays in play. It's caught. Thompson over there to make the grab. It held up long enough, just short of that screen beyond the dugout. And Vaz pops out for out number 2.
A heck of a play there by Thompson. He was holding Jones at second base and has to run all the way over towards the fence. Gets to the fence, goes back, makes the grab. And there's very little foul territory here at Hawkins Field, and had to use every bit of it.
That will not be the case next week in Hoover, Alabama. There's Parker Nolan, who went the opposite way for a home run his first time up. That was his 6th. See the updated numbers with 18 RBIs in the season. Spencer Jones at second. Led the inning off with an infield hit, a strikeout of Keegan, and a pop out by Vaz. After advancing on a wild pitch. Outside 1-1. Back to the second. On a breezy night here at Hawkins Field, Parker Nolan got one up in the wind, and it's sailed on out of here. He's really been good in SEC play. That batting average just short of 300, and seen him put that power on display here in the last couple weeks especially. Ball and a strike. This is a pitch in the dirt, 1-2. McManus came up ready to try to keep Spencer Jones at second base.
That was just a 12-6 breaking ball that Parker Nolan really fooled on. I mean, it bounced a couple inches in front of the plate and he swung right through it. So if you're Floyd, you got to think, well, he didn't really pick up that pitch very well, so might come right back with it. He did.
Got him swinging. Called it just. Tennessee, after putting up 27 last night against Mississippi State, tied in the 6th. They will be the #1 seed. We definitely know that much, with Arkansas and Auburn right there at the top.
I will say that there is a positive to playing that early game. You get done with your game early, and then you get to kind of hang out and watch some more games. I mean, it's such a great atmosphere down there in Hoover. You got a lot of great fan bases, and get to see some really good baseball.
Tailgate.
Always love to see the Auburn-Alabama games.
And tailgate, go play some ping pong and that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
To the screen on 0-2 to Cade Doty, who's walked twice and scored a run after homering twice last night.
Yeah, I don't think it's still there, but in the Winfrey Hotel, which is where a lot of the teams play, I think if you're a top 8 seed.
Strike 3 for Maldonado. Good pitch there to retire Doty and start the 5th.
A nice spot right there for Maldonado. The fastball in the outside corner. Nice spot, nice stick there by Bulger, his catcher. But yeah, in the Winfrey Hotel, there, I don't think it's still there, but there was a game room that they had ping pong and shuffleboard. There was one year where we had an intense rivalry with Florida on a shuffleboard game, and we were actually playing Florida in about 3 hours, and we were almost late to our buses because we were trying to finish up a shuffleboard game.
Did you get the dub?
I don't even remember. I mean, we played so many games.
In shuffleboard order.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the final score was, but yeah, we had some fun.
Gavin Ingram, Andrew Harris here at Hawkins Field, where it's been all LSU, not only tonight, but in this series. 6-1, the count here in the 5th inning with Jordan Thompson batting. Base hit and scored in the 2nd, strikeout in the 3rd. Christian Little started and made it 1 out deep into the 4th before being relieved by Maldonado. Looking sharper here in the 5th. The 2-ball, 2-strike count. Outside to run it full. They built some really nice fields just down the way from the Hoover Met, where you can go and have your workout, your BP, and do all your pregame work that you need to get done. Swung on and missed. Maldonado back-to-back strikeouts as he retires Thompson.
Yeah, look like a nice cutter here from Maldonado. Right at the bottom part of the zone. Yeah, it used to be, Kevin, the teams used to have to get ready at Hoover High School. They had a number of fields over there, and then you'd have to bus over.
Home with the Bucks. Inside ball 1 to Braden Jobert. He's 0 for 2. That's a gigantic high school that's, like you say, not very far from the ballpark.
And it's definitely an eye-opener taking batting practice at a high school field and launching a few home runs, and you come and play at
the Grand
Hoover
Canyon,
Met, and it's giant.
2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, I think that field just looks gigantic, especially after some of the places in the SEC that always feel like they're pretty cozy.
And that's usually why Vandy does well at that tournament, because Vandy usually has really good pitching and balls aren't going to sail out of there. So you You have good defense behind you. You kind of let your outfielders run and track some balls down.
Yeah, Vanderbilt's speed in the outfield will definitely serve it well next week. 2-2 pitch as Maldonado tries to strike out the side, and that ball hit Jobert on the foot, it looked like. So one of the nation's leading teams and being hit by a pitch happens again. Tim Corbin came out of the dugout and swipes up the ball.
Ooh, looked like got him right on the outside part of the knee.
Yeah, it did. Thought it was a little bit lower than that, but Jobert is a 2-out base runner. Tyler McManus, the catcher, running a run with a ground out to short back in the second, walked and scored a run in the fourth. Run in the first, 4 in the second, and another score in the fourth. And Jobert walks it off a little bit. Manis gives him a little extra time and climbs in. All 8 of those home runs in SEC play. That SEC tournament is such a fun event. You root for good weather. That's not always the case. It always seems like there's rain that pushes everything way back, but you make it through as McManus takes a strike.
Yeah, you don't want to play the early game because you just got to wake up really early and
crank it up.
College kid likes to go play, go take batting practice at 7:30 in the morning. But you don't want to play that night game because if there's a rain delay or something, it just pushes everything further back, and you could be 11:30 before you're even starting a game, and that makes for late nights and early mornings.
That was the case for Vanderbilt in that game against Ole Miss last season. Game was pushed back and started late. Vanderbilt ended up winning in the wee hours on a base hit by Dominic Keegan. 2-2 the count to McManus.
And I feel like that's exactly how those games always go. They're always great, down to the wire games that late. They're never just blowouts.
Vanderbilt came back late to win that one. Have to come from behind tonight. 2-2 pitch. Maldonado got him.
Make him a little uncomfortable and see what happens.
Fly ball, right field line. These have been blown back into play, but this one will drop into the LSU bullpen. A lot of purple and gold down in those visiting fan sections. So you saw Jobert give that one a look. Let's watch him try to get there.
Yeah, it looked like he was hobbling a little bit.
Oh, good breaking pitch for a strike there. We saw Jobert hit by a pitch last half inning, and maybe he's still trying to shake it off. 0-2 the count here to Kolwick. See the LSU right fielder. Appeal, nope, 1-2. Some sarcastic applause from Vanderbilt fans, and we've seen a bunch of these type calls tonight, especially one with Jack Bulger batting in the third. He was called out on a 3-2 pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kolwick, the big swing of that Arkansas series last weekend, hammers this one back into deep left field, but it's going to hang up for Pearson. Most of the balls hit that way have left the building, but not that one. Kolwick on to begin the 5th.
Yeah, it sounded good off the bat, just a little too high. The wind also isn't blowing out as aggressively as it was when Parker Noland was up. Nice job by Floyd. Just putting the ball in the zone and letting Vandy take swings at it.
Ball 1 to freshman Jonathan Vastine. The Bartow, Florida native. 0 for 1. Ground out to short. Put it on the ground opposite way his first at bat. 2 balls and no strikes. This the 106th meeting between Vanderbilt and LSU. Does it feel like these programs play often enough? Vanderbilt swept last year when they played down in Baton Rouge. LSU has had the upper hand in the first two of this series. Vanderbilt has won 8 of the last 9 regular season series between these two teams. There's a strike to make it 3-1. This is their first visit to Nashville since 2018. And trying to win a series here at the Hawk for the first time since 2005. They have had the upper hand when they played in the SEC tournament. LSU has won 6 of the 8 matchups in that event. Payoff to Vastine. Sounded like a foul tip, didn't matter. Strike 3, 2 outs.
A nice pitch. They got the chase and just kept running off the zone. Just a fastball, but Vastine not able to get a piece of it.
I don't think it was a foul tip. So Diaz, after the strikeout of Vastine, will bat with 2 gone. Freshman out of Pittsburgh, California. Pop up to the first baseman, his first time up. We have seen him start at shortstop now for 4 consecutive games, going back to the finale of the Arkansas series last weekend. Started as short in that game, the Tuesday night game against Middle Tennessee, and both here against LSU as Carter Young has been out of the lineup. Diaz, a check swing foul. Actually hit the light pole on the other side of the street.
That's a big ask. I mean, as a freshman to be put in that starting shortstop position, but Diaz plays a really good infield.
It has been mostly third base throughout the year. 3 up, 3 down as Floyd records back-to-back strikeouts. He has sat down 6 in a row, 4 of them on strikes. LSU after 5, leading by 5. Well, before the game tonight, Vanderbilt saluting its 2 seniors, family members, with Tate Kolwick on the left, Dominic Keegan. You see there, number 12. Coach Tim Corbin, special parts of this Vanderbilt program. Kolwick from Memphis and Keegan from Methuen, Massachusetts. I hope they have a whole bunch more baseball to be played, and they hope also they will be able to play some more in this ballpark in a couple weeks. LSU has come in here and spoiled the party for Vanderbilt, which had won 4 out of 5 SEC series, but Tigers wiped them out last night 13-2 and in front 6-1 here as we move to the 6th inning of game 2, a 4-run second. Highlighted by the guy on deck. It's Collier Cranford swings and misses 1 and 2. Nick Maldonado entered the game in the 4th and is ahead in the count to the LSU third baseman. He's walked twice tonight. Out on strikes. Maldonado has sat down 4 out of the last 5 on strikes.
Yeah, nice little cutter on the outside corner. Was a little bit inside on the pitch before and just wrapped it a little bit further out. Got him leaning, got him chasing that thing. I said it the inning before, but Vandy just looking to try and get some quick, consistent innings. Just try and grab some sort of pace and momentum back in that dugout. That's tough with guys like Cruz at the plate who been launching balls out of the park and also just having really good at bats.
Had to read that one twice. He was on base 6 times last night, 3 more times tonight, including 2 home runs. Wave on a pitch away. Commodores have been unable to hold that Tiger. First 2 games this series. It's been terrific. Now at 20 home runs on the season. Missed inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And Maldonado wanted that one. A little bit inside.
Yeah, maybe a little more run.
Second look.
Got him that time. Vanderbilt will call that a win to retire Dylan Cruz. Maldonado filling up the strike zone.
Yeah, 94. I mean, look at the drop on this thing. I mean, that's some good down angle. 94 right underneath the bat of Cruz. The ball is moving all over the place for Maldonado this inning.
Struck out 5 of the last 6 hitters, and now we'll go to work against Josh Pearson. 1 for 3 night with an RBI. Pulled to the right side, and there's the senior Tate Kolwick to the seniors. Rocking his way through this Friday night outing. 73 pitches as he begins the 6th inning against Enrique Bradfield. LSU in front 6-1.
He hadn't really broken a sweat either. I mean, he's pitched a lot out of the windup. Just kind of throws the ball in the zone, gets a couple strikes, and then gets Vandy to chase. His ball has enough movement on it that these hitters, I mean, they can't really sit first pitch and like dial it in for, you know, try and get him off an easy fastball down the middle. I mean, he's painting the corners well. I've really been impressed by Floyd here tonight.
Bradfield smacks a single to center. Trying to get something started for Vanderbilt. A leadoff man on board, and the leadoff man you want on base if you're Vanderbilt. First hit of the night.
If it's somebody that you want getting that offense going, then it's going to be Bradfield. And we'll see how Vandy can capitalize here in this inning.
First hit and 7 at bats for Bradfield in this series. Last night went 0 for 4. That ended an 8-game hit streak. He had scored a run in 10 straight SEC games entering this series. Jack Bulger with enough power to get Vanderbilt back in this game, trailing 6-1 in the 6th. See a mound visit from the catcher Tyler McManus. There's what Jay Johnson said about Enrique Bradfield. It's hard to argue with that, talking about just how Enrique makes things happen for this Vanderbilt team. He was also talking about his defense and how that can be a concern with the athletes that Vanderbilt has, and was already familiar with this Vanderbilt lineup. A whole lot of the players were ones that he'd seen last season in Omaha when the Commodores played Arizona, and Jay Johnson was the head coach of that Wildcats team.
Yeah, Bradfield just does it. I mean, he does it all. He does it all on the base paths. As a defense, you know when he's on base. If you're a middle infielder, you know, okay, I got to make sure I'm at this bag quick, because that ball is going to have to be coming quick because Bradfield's going to get here. And as you're thinking about that, you know you might be a little bit off center. You might be a little bit late to get into a ball in the hole. So he makes you focus on him as a runner. And sometimes you don't focus on the hitter as a pitcher, or a lot of your focus is on Bradfield. And then defensively, I mean, being disruptive, like he takes away so many hits in the outfield with his speed. He's a really, really solid player for Tim Corbin.
All those stolen base numbers, 41 for 41. As Bulger takes a strike, it's 0-2. Bradfield in SEC play has 21 of those stolen bases. Second place in conference games is 9. Takes a big lead, and throw goes back over to first to Trey Morgan. Vanderbilt has stolen home twice in each of the last 2 Tuesdays. Bradfield did it a week ago Tuesday against Indiana State, and Spencer Jones earlier this week against Middle Tennessee.
And it's not like Bradfield is only stealing on pitches that he knows he can steal on. He pushes the envelope, and He steals in tough counts. He's got really good instincts and gets good jumps, and also has really good speed. Anytime you have really good speed and you can combat that with a guy that just really knows how to run the bases, that's why you got a guy that's 41 of 41 on the season.
Bulger, bouncer to second. LSU hoping to get two. Doty to Thompson, and it's off the glove of Morgan.
Deep down in Hoover as well.
Might see him on Tuesday down at the Hoover Met. Jones, a rare bad swing out of this guy who has climbed that batting average back up to 377. Had that 6-hit game against Indiana State, then had a rough go of it last week in Fayetteville. 0 for 11 in the Arkansas series, but right back to work with 3 straight multi-hit games this week. 1-1. Bulger at first. Next to last regular season game for these teams. Came in tied at 14-13. LSU won last night and took control of this game early here in the middle game of this weekend matchup. Long look and a 1-1 to Jones. Slides across the plate for strike 2.
Yeah, it's a good look at the slider again. I think Jones is going to continue to see that pitch. It starts off kind of right behind his right shoulder if you're Jones the hitter, and then it comes across his body and across the plate and ends up on the outside corner. So really got to stay on that pitch, can't give up on it.
Outside, you saw Bulger flinch a little, bluff going, but wasn't going to take off. 2-2 the count. Jones has been so consistent throughout this season. Entered tonight's play, top 5 in average, first in doubles in the SEC, and 6th in on-base percentage. Slices this one into Vanderbilt Stadium.
It's a sign of a good hitter right there. He got fooled on the first slider he saw. And the second one he took a look at. And then that one he stayed right on and put a good rip at it. He wasn't able to get it fair, but still was right on time for it. You got to think if Hasty throws another one in there, he might square it up. So if you're Hasty, you don't want to switch it up and maybe go with something straight, maybe a fastball.
Another 2-2 to the number 3 hitter in the Vanderbilt batting order. Left side and through. 3 hits for Jones. Bulger stops at second. Commodore is trying to put something together here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, Hasty came back with a fastball, but didn't get it outside enough. It wasn't a terrible pitch, but if you're Jones, I mean, he's got those long arms. And slapped it right there past the diving Thompson. And Commodore's starting to put some good ABs together here.
And boy, against Spencer, unless you really waste one away, he can get to pretty much anything on the outer part of the plate.
And he's such a quiet swing too. I mean, he really waits for a long time to make that decision, so he doesn't get fooled often.
Another guy with a quiet swing and loud results is Dominic Keegan. 0 for 2. Facing the left-hander, big bouncer up the middle. LSU does get the double play this time, and the Commodores are done in the 6th. So Hasty snuffs out what might have been a rally, and LSU maintains a 6-1 lead going to the 7th. Well, there's where the magic happens, our control room. Love those folks. Worked with all of them for a long time. Is that a Dansby Swanson bobblehead?
I think it is.
Max is holding up on the back row. There we go. Mary Lou has to put up with a lot of stuff in that control room.
Jay Rockwell's in the timeout room on the left.
Yeah, we'll get to see him. Carter Young at shortstop, making his first appearance of this series. LSU leading Vanderbilt 6-1. Let's go to the top half of the 7th. Love all our crew. They are awesome to work with. Do a great job year after year. Nick Maldonado's done a good job in this game, just trying to keep it stable and give Vanderbilt a chance to climb back in. The bats have not cooperated. Here's Jacob Berry, the DH. Hit into a double play in the first, since then has walked and was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Maldonado has walked 2 and struck out 5 in 2 2/3 innings of work in relief of Christian Little, who made it 1 out into the 4th. LSU were running the first on a Dylan Cruz homer on the first pitch of the night. Then he hit a 2-run shot and a 4-run second. Add to that 3rd run on a bounce out in the 4th. Fly ball short right field. Kolwick out. Jones coming in. Did Tate? Yep, he sure did. He got it.
Oh my goodness.
I thought that was going to be a lot of trouble, but Kolwick, as we've seen so many times this season, ranges out to short right to make a terrific play. 1 out.
As a tough sky, I don't think Bradfield or Jones were able to see it that much. But Kolwick runs, goodness, what was that, about 50 yards? And catches it right over his head. Unbelievable. Yeah, definitely that time of the night where sun setted and kind of that blue sky. Ball gets above the lights, a little tough to see.
You saw Bradfield and Jones, and I think, Andrew, you described it perfectly. I don't know that they located that ball like Kolwick did off the bat. So the senior playing his final regular season home series makes a terrific play. Trey Morgan 0 for 3 on the night. Maldonado misses away. Morgan, a talented guy, freshman All-American last season, couple hits last night. This one is a foul ball. This has happened to him once or twice. The one that ended the 4th inning, he thought should have been a foul ball. Top 10 in the SEC in hits with 70. Talk about being hit by a pitch. He is tied for 2nd in that category entering this evening's play with 14. Stays alive with a foul to the screen.
A nice job just fouling that pitch off. A heck of a pitch there by Maldonado, but saw that late. Puts a good swing on it.
Deep left, Vaz watches it clang off the fence. Morgan slides in just ahead of the throw, 1-out double.
It was the exact same pitch. Fastball up in the zone. Right on time with it, and nice job by Vaz just getting a glove on it. Came on hot coming off that fence. Morgan getting out of the box quickly with that knee brace, running twice as fast as I could, even with the knee brace on.
Yeah, the technology has advanced a lot on knee braces, but I'm always amazed at how guys can move. Doty shoots that one to left center field. Morgan's going to score with no trouble. Doty slides in with a double, his first hit of the night. 7-1 LSU. Doty has been an extra base hit machine right at the top of the SEC now, 19 doubles. And that was RBI number 50.
Yeah, it wasn't a terrible pitch, a little bit up in the zone, but not bad. Doty just shot it right there in the outside corner, right there in left center. LSU continues to pile it on.
20 runs over a 2-night stretch. See Doty there leading the SEC. Broke the tie actually with the guy in right field, Spencer Jones.
If you just listen to these hits that LSU has, I mean, they're not, off the end of the bat. They are struck, I mean, right on the barrel. There's some loud hits tonight, and also last night, obviously.
Yeah, they haven't left the building as many times tonight, but almost as effective with a 7-1 lead. We play here in the 7th. Vanderbilt been one of the hottest teams in the league coming in with 4 out of 5 series wins. LSU has outscored them 20-4. Jordan Thompson 1 for 3, a run scored back in the second. Couple strikeouts since then. Hits this one to left field. See if they stop the runner. Throw coming to the plate, and it's off target as Doty scores, and that makes it 8-1. RBI single for Thompson, his second hit of the game.
The hits just continue to get a little more contagious for LSU and putting some really good swings on the ball. At bat after at bat, I mean, that was the exact same pitch. A nice piece of hitting, and LSU just keeps piling it on.
Braden Jobert will be the batter. He is 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. The Bayou Bengals have come to Nashville, and whatever went wrong for them last weekend, it's all going right in these 2 games. Jobert squares, takes a pitch outside, 1-1. They haven't had to play a whole lot of small balls. You see Berkwich and Evans getting loose in the Vanderbilt bullpen. Nelson the lefty and Evans the right-hander. There's a bunt. Maldonado off the mound. The throw gets Jobert as Thompson moves to second with 2 outs.
Yeah, it looked like Jobert was trying to steal a hit there. Just didn't put it down the left field side as much as he wanted to. Maldonado got off there quick enough. Yeah, 8-1. Just to keep trying to get some base runners. And I mean,
so.
There you got an option over there because there's nobody playing third base because no one was playing further over. So, hey, tried to steal another hit. Can't fault him.
Back this way. McManus 0 for 2. A walk and scored a run in the 4th, and a ground out to bring home a run in the 2nd. Ball and a strike. Nick Maldonado had done a pretty good job keeping LSU at bay, but they have reached him for a couple runs here in the 7th. Pop up on the end picture is just right. There you go. That's Larry's shot. Make us look good game after game.
Yeah, without the camera crew, I mean, you got to think
we kind of
as a viewer, I mean, you're seeing the game through the lens of how they are portraying it. So they hold all the power.
Javier Vaz to start off the Vanderbilt 7th. He is 0 for 2 facing Jacob Hasty, the left-hander, who came in relief of Ty Floyd, who pitched 5 1/3. Excellent innings. Yeah, they don't have to show us anything.
Right.
2-0 to number 2, senior from Huntsville.
We were especially grateful for our camera crew last year because we had to be over at Memorial Gym, and we were having to watch the game on a monitor because of the COVID protocols. So I mean, we wouldn't be able to see anything without them.
Yeah, you guys did a great job. That's not easy to do. 2-1 pitch to Vaz. 3 balls and a strike.
I will say it did have its perks. February, early March.
Yeah. A little more comfy.
In the gym was a little bit better than being up. The press box is nice up here, just close to the windows. Still gets a little chilly.
Can be a little chilly in February. And in March and in April. Not chilly tonight. Strike 2 to Vaz.
A little generous spot on the outside corner, but nonetheless, Vaz got to go to work here, 3-2.
The payoff from Hasty. Bounce to the LSU dugout. Another payoff coming up from Hasty to Vaz, starting things off here in the Vanderbilt 7th after LSU added a couple more to its advantage. Ball 4. Vanderbilt has had the leadoff man on a couple times tonight, but not much to show for it. Only run of the evening for the Commodores off the bat of this man, Parker Nolan. He went opposite way for a home run in the second.
Still got a lot of room to make up here. 8-1. They don't need too much, just need base runners at this point.
Got 9 outs to score 7 runs as Nolan takes a strike. Half dozen home runs for number 25 on the season. I was thinking in that crazy win against Indiana State a couple weeks ago, I thought that ball he hit to right center in the 9th inning was maybe the hardest hit ball of his career,
right,
at least that I had seen. There's a smash out of here. This one might be to second. Boy, Thompson holding the bag at first. Morgan kept that toe on it. Doty to Thompson to Morgan for a nicely turned 4-6-3 double play. He's good at shortstop.
Yeah, that's just been the momentum killer for Vandy. And a great job by LSU. Every time Vandy gets going in some base runner, LSU able to turn. Nice double play. Nice flip, and that was about 96 over there from Thompson. Doing some missiles. We got to give a lot of credit to these LSU pitchers. Just keeping the ball down, getting a lot of ground balls. And we talked earlier, I mean, defense has not been the biggest strong suit for LSU, but it's really helped them out this weekend, especially tonight with the double plays.
And Vanderbilt had not hit into a double play since April 28th against Texas A&M. In the 3rd inning of that game, they had gone 2 full weeks without grounding into a double play. This one fouled off by Tate Kolick, who's 0 for 2. And I felt like that coincided with Vanderbilt playing better and winning some of these series. You think about early in SEC play, the double play balls just felt like they were killers in some of those series. Had a chance to put some runs on the board. Commodores had gone 11 games without hitting into a double play before these last 2 innings. Oh-2 to Kolick, stays away from Jacob Hasty, the left-hander. Seven-run advantage in the 7th for LSU. Hasty finished here to the 8th. 8-9-1 coming up. Cranford, Cruz, and Pearson gets Nick Maldonado. Christian Little started, made it into the 4th. Maldonado since then. Cranford 2 walks, run scored, and a strikeout. Playing second base after the injury, or third base, I should say, after the injury to Jacob Berry. Might have got a piece of catcher Jack Bulger and plate umpire Hank Himmonen, especially the ump. Bulger helps him out by delivering the new baseball. Maldonado didn't really get what he wants, so he steps off. Swung on and missed. Retires Cranford to start things off here in the 8th. 6 strikeouts for Maldonado tonight.
Yeah, a nice little slider on the outside corner. Got him to chase these 6 Ks on the night for Maldonado. Aside from that inning, last inning, the top of the 7th, Maldonado got pretty good.
This guy here has been a tough out in this series. He was finally retired on a strikeout in the 6th. Dylan Cruz, a solo home run on the first pitch of the night. Christian Little threw him a high fastball, and he hit it beyond the bleachers in left center. Then hit one over the big wall and left in the 2nd inning for a 2-run shot. That made it 5-0.
Yeah, I don't know which one was hit harder.
Check swing right side. Maldonado gets to it. A 1 unassisted to retire Cruz here in the 8th. I don't know. The one in the first inning, he ambushed a first pitch fastball. That was smashed.
Well, I guess I say I don't know which one was hit harder because I wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of trying to get my notes together. All of a sudden, I heard it and I looked up and I thought, wow, okay, we're getting going early here.
Know that sound. I think you're right, though, Andrew. You can just, the way the ball has come off the bat for LSU in this series, the sound has kind of told the story. Here is Josh Pearson. He followed that home run with a single in the first inning. Brought home a run on a fielder's choice in the 4th. So here's a question I have for LSU. They have worn these gold jerseys each of the first 2 games. If they go on and win tonight, do you wash them real quick and run them back tomorrow?
I don't know. You got to keep the same juju. And then if they win tomorrow, I mean, do they win them? Do they wear them on Tuesday?
Wear them until the luck runs out. The classic colors of Louisiana State. This one sent out of play on a 1-2 pitch. We talked about Hoover. There's always a bunch of purple and gold down there.
They travel very well.
Where there's LSU fans, there's usually a party. Swung on and missed. Maldonado retires the side in order here in the 8th as he strikes out Pearson. 7 Ks for Maldonado. 7-run lead for LSU in the 8th. LSU trying to defeat Vanderbilt in a series in Nashville for the first time since 2005, and looking good in these first 2 games, leading 8-1 tonight after a double-figure win last night. Jacob Hasty out there for his 2nd full inning of work. Came into the game in the 6th in relief of Ty Floyd, who was excellent. Trying to get all they can of Neil Diamond before we see Matthew Polk pinch hit to start things off here in the bottom half of the 8th. The freshman from California gets his first AB of this series.
That slider from Hasty is pretty devastating. Saw it on the K to Colwick last inning. A 2-pitch guy, fastball on the slider, but really will use that slider sparingly.
Polk fly ball out of play, 1-1. Pinch hit against Arkansas in the third game of that series, and Fayetteville went 0 for 1. Got a start at DH against Georgia. And hit his first career home run in the second game of the Kentucky series a few weeks ago. LSU taking control of this game early, just like they did last night in game 1. Polk, fly ball, deep center field, but it's Cruz. 1 out.
I'll tell you what, when Polk gets in the game, he takes some good hacks. He doesn't let many balls go by. He puts some good swings on the ball and squares them up.
Well, here's Carter Young, junior from Selah, Washington, getting his first at bat of this series. Coming off the bench tonight in game 2. Been the regular starting shortstop for last couple seasons. Had a tough go of it at the plate. Good defensively, slaps this one to second base. Doty, 1 pitch. And Young is gone. Back to the top for Enrique Bradfield.
2 hard hit balls just right at people. Can't really fault the Commodores for that.
Enrique Bradfield is 1 for 3. Fly on the first to line out to center in the third, then a base hit up the middle in the 6th inning. Guy who has raised his batting average about 40 or 50 points over the span of a few weeks. He was in the 280 range, and he climbed it all the way up to over 330. That game on Tuesday night against Middle Tennessee. Had 4 hits and 5 at bats in that game. Hasty with 2 outs and a ball and a strike count to the reigning SEC Player of the Week. Kind of looking back at what he did in the series last year in Baton Rouge. He scored 5 runs in the 3 games with 6 hits. Vanderbilt swept, but LSU looking like it's going to have an opportunity to return the favor tomorrow. Close, but outside. 2-2 to Bradfield.
Yeah, Bradfield thought about it, but saw it out there, didn't chase. Yeah, both these teams just scrapping for these last couple games of the regular season before we start SEC play.
LSU keeping this guy off base. He's been big in holding Vanderbilt's offense in check in these 2 games. Appeal to third, did not offer at it. Runs the count full, 3-2. After back-to-back excellent weekends on the road, first Georgia and then Arkansas last week. Mentioned earlier, he had 15 hits and 28 at-bats in the last 2 SEC weeks. Fantastic sophomore year. Payoff from Hasty with 2 outs. Ball 4 to Bradfield.
A really nice at bat there by Bradfield. Didn't chase. You still have 2 outs, so Commodores not a lot to work with, but got the top of the order here, and they've done a lot of damage this year with 2 outs, so got to start somewhere.
Jack Bulger trying to get on track tonight. 2 strikeouts and a fielder's choice this evening. Vanderbilt 1 for 7 with 2 outs tonight. They really have done a lot of good damage with 2 outs throughout the course of this season. Neither team's been especially good with 2 gone in this game. Combined 2 out of 16. LSU's only hit tonight with 2 outs was the 2-run homer by Dylan Cruz in the second. Last weekend against Ole Miss, really been consistent in SEC play. Played well on the road. Not really doing this in a conventional way in terms of its starting pitching, but getting the job done. An 8-1 advantage for LSU. 4 outs away from taking the first 2 of this series. Vanderbilt trying to put together some late inning offense. High for ball 3 to Jack Bulger. Hasty just looking to throw a strike with 2 outs. Can't do it. Back-to-back walks after he retired Polk and Young, and now Spencer Jones working on another multi-hit night will come to the plate with runners at first and second.
And this is who Hasty was brought in to face originally back in the 6th inning.
Jones was the first guy he faced and went the opposite way for a single. His 3rd hit in as many at bats tonight.
Yeah, they tried to get the left-on-left matchup, but the way that Spencer Jones swinging the bat tonight, tough to get him out. Definitely has taken their sweet time.
We have seen multiple trips to the mound by the catcher Tyler McManus. When things have gotten remotely tight. Vanderbilt with 2 runners on, but still trailing by 7 here in the 8th with 2 outs. Spencer Jones to the plate with 3 of Vanderbilt's 5 hits on the night. As Max Hers points out, Spencer Jones 3 for 3. Everybody else 2 out of 23 for Vanderbilt tonight. Not put up a run since Parker Nolan's solo home run back in the 2nd. Runners take off. Strike to Jones as Bradfield and Bulger steal 3rd and 2nd.
It looked like Bradfield got a good jump. Also, if you're LSU, you got a 7-run lead. It's not the worst thing in the world. Let those guys get ahead. Just concentrate on Jones, try and get him out.
Yeah, that's the biggest concern. Just try to get this 3rd out for Enrique. He does extend his stolen base number to 42 out of 42. Big bouncer. That'll be a foul ball past Morgan. Bulger 7 for 7. Enrique 42 out of 42.
It's always tough to be the back guy trailing, especially with a guy like Bradfield, because you know Bradfield's going to get a good jump and he's going to go to second. But when you're trailing, you know that ball is most likely going to come down to you. So if you're a little slower, sometimes you get the brunt of that that throw.
Just hope maybe they don't throw to second. They look Bradfield back to 3rd base. Plate umpire Hank Emmenen. Little warning there for the pitcher Hasty, saying let's go. And hearing it from the LSU dugout. Oh-2 pitch. Smashed to short, glove by Thompson's had a good night in the field. Jones hits it hard, nothing to show for it. 2 men left for Vanderbilt as we move to the 9th, and LSU in front big. Well, those guys are having a good weekend in Nashville. LSU in front 8-1 as we go to the 9th inning. 2 home runs off the bat of Dylan Cruz in the first 2 innings. Solo shot on the first pitch of the night and a 2-run homer in the second. And LSU was off and running. Jacob Berry, he missed a stretch after an injury before one of the games against Alabama. And they have been happy to have him back. He's been on base twice tonight, was hit by a pitch in the 4th and walked in the 3rd. Guy who played last season at Arizona when Coach Jay Johnson was coach there, and these days playing at Baton Rouge, and they're thrilled that he made the trip too. Hairline fracture in his right hand, has been batting right-handed only. He's a switch hitter.
Yeah, he broke his middle finger. You can kind of see that finger when he grabs on the bat. It's super interesting how he's holding that bat without that finger, wrapped around it. But nonetheless, I guess a Jacob Berry with 9 fingers is better than a lot of guys up there.
Entered tonight's play in SEC games, hitting .400, second overall on average at .380. Pitch inside. Pitch count over 90 for Maldonado tonight. Line drive over the glove of Carter Young, and Berry has his first hit of game 2, a 9th inning single. Let's take a look at the swing, Andrew.
Yeah, nice little cutter on the outside corner. 9 fingers does it just right.
Nine fingers and several arm guards and 1 mitt to protect the injury. Here's Trey Morgan. Double and scored in the 7th for his only hit of the night. LSU with 8 knocks on the evening. They've left 6 on base. Vanderbilt has stranded 5. Coach Jay Johnson talking about his offense, saying pretty much everybody's so overshadowed by what Tennessee has done this season. But offensively, he feels like his team's been really good. Still not really totally where he wants them to be, but has made up for it with great years by guys like Jacob Berry and Dylan Cruz. This guy Morgan up the middle, played by Young. The quick throw to first won't be in time. Morgan says, I hammered that ball, but nothing to show for it. Berry retreats to first, 1 out.
Yeah, it looked like Young was playing a little bit up the middle. So right in a good position. LSU just continues to put good swings on the ball. That one just right at Young.
K. Doty on base 3 times tonight. Walked and scored in the 2nd, walked and stole a base in the 3rd. Double to bring home a run and scored in the 7th. SEC leader in doubles now with 19. You see Maldonado throw that cutter. That one hit the plate for strike 2.
You see 97 pitches up there for Maldonado. That pitch count definitely creeping up there. Probably one of the highest we've seen so far from him this year.
He started out the season as a starter, but then the injury kept him out of play for a few weeks. Came back for the Florida series. Guy Vanderbilt knew going into this season was going to be a key part. Maybe it hasn't played out exactly like we'd hoped for number 29 going into the year, but still postseason to go and can be a major factor, and he's done a good job tonight. 2 earned runs allowed in 5 innings. And fans Doty here for the second out of the ninth. 8th K recorded by Maldonado, and Jordan Thompson will be the batter.
A nice little pitch right there. It looked like a changeup right underneath the hands of Cade Doty. 100 pitches. He about 60-30 split there, strikes and balls.
Had really not gotten, the course of his career, not gone really over 70 pitches much, but this will be number 101 as he pitches to Thompson inside for ball 1. Two for 4 RBI, a run scored, 2 strikeouts tonight for Thompson, who has been excellent at shortstop. He's made plays all over the place. Runner bluffs going. Hit to Young, takes the short way and takes this game to the bottom of the ninth. Base hit, 1 left for LSU. They are 3 outs away from a series win at Hawkins Field. Jacob Hasty and LSU trying to wrap up a series win and clinch a winning record in conference play, leading Vanderbilt 8-1. They jumped in front early tonight, just like last night in game 1. Looking to close it out against the middle of the Vanderbilt batting order. Dominic Keegan, Javier Vaz, Parker Noland due up for Vanderbilt in the ninth. Only run on a solo home run by Parker Noland in the second inning. Hasty has been in the game since the 6th after great work by Ty Floyd in the starting role. Dom Keegan tonight, 0 for 3. He has had that batting average up over 400 or right around 400 through the entire season. 1-1. 0 for 7 in this series so far. He is such a consistent hitter. You just don't see him take many offers over the course of the season. Two balls and 1 strike.
I've been so excited to watch him over the years, especially this year. Just hitting wise, very much an elite hitter, super patient, and definitely translate to the next level, and hopefully has a long career as a professional. It really might be one of the last times to see him, hitting here at Hawkins Field this weekend.
Yeah, it's strange to say, but you wonder what might happen in terms of hosting a regional this weekend. Certainly hasn't helped Vanderbilt's case. But still baseball to be played tomorrow and down in Hoover as well. 3-1. Hacking on that hitter's pitch and fouls it off to make it 3 balls and 2 strikes. That Vanderbilt's in a conversation at all about hosting is probably a testament to how well this team has played down the stretch.
Right.
You think about the first half of SEC play, we didn't really think we were going to be talking about anything like that.
Exactly.
Ball 4 to Keegan to begin the Vanderbilt ninth.
Yeah, I think the thing that's helped this team more than anything is their non-conference schedule and their midweeks. They've played some good competition and they've had some good success in the first 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, they were pretty much unstoppable. So if you look at the entire resume, I mean, it's a great resume, and they put together some really good wins against some good opponents in the SEC over the last 3 or 4 weekends. So yeah, we'll see what happens in Hoover, and we'll see what happens here in a few weeks in
Vaz, the blast down the right field line. That ball is gone. He hammers one just inside the foul pole. Vanderbilt's second home run of the night makes it 8-3.
I thought that thing was going to be
bad. I figured it would probably curve foul. Hung in there and stayed fair to give Vanderbilt its first run since all the way back in the second when this guy left the building the opposite way. Strikeout on a double play ball since that solo shot in the second. You know, Jay Johnson at LSU dugout would love to get to the finish line with Hasty on the mound, not have to dip into the bullpen any, and really have pretty much everybody ready for Game 3 tomorrow. And that's one thing Nick Maldonado has done for Vanderbilt, is preserve the arms. Big bouncer, Hasty behind the mound. Throw. We're going to get 2 more outs and secure a series win. Big rip by Kolwick, didn't get it.
Yeah, it's a 91, but Gervais at 6'10". That's a lot of arms and legs coming at you. It's a kind of a funky delivery, just seeing ball just appear out of nowhere.
A rope over the head of Coach Tim Corbin and foul. And he kind of has that ball back behind him before he brings the arm around.
You got to think, I mean, by the time he releases the ball, it's 60 feet 6 inches to the plate. I mean, he is really far out there when he releases the ball. So even though he's not, I mean, 96, 97, he's 91, 93. I mean, that ball kind of gets up on you a little quicker.
0-2 to Kolwick. Scott out of play. Over the head of Scott Graham, our first base camera operator. Again, a salute to all our folks on our SEC Network crew for their fantastic work this whole season. Line drive off the bat of Tate Kolwick, headed toward the left field corner. Well, the senior saluted tonight as his first hit of the evening, a double to left.
Had a great play in the field a couple innings ago and follows it up with a nice rip down the left field line. Another missed spot. Looks like it's supposed to be a little bit in the outside corner, ran on the inside part. Quick rip it in there. And Commodores still tracking alive. We still got 2 more outs here.
Back up the middle. Play by the shortstop, and Polk is out. Young grounded out to second his first time up. Batting left-handed for the first time. Takes away for a ball. Quite a few of the Vanderbilt fans hanging around, and time called as Coach Jay Johnson, he is leaving nothing to chance. Going out to visit with Gervais.
I thought they were going to stick with him. Coach Johnson has had a lot of mound visits. Looks like sticking with him.
All right, Gervais will stay in the game. Young back in and awaiting a 3-0 pitch with 2 outs. Gervais throws a strike. Fly ball, left field. Pearson short of the warning track. LSU takes the series with another convincing win here in Nashville. Tigers 8, Commodores 3. As LSU clinches a winning season in SEC play, they are now 16-13. Vanderbilt